Oftentimes, it's our own thoughts that make life more complicated. You'll often find yourself overthinking everything, and a lot of times I'll find myself sitting at home thinking about what happens after death. And while there are many different views around the world pertaining to the afterlife, people argue about it for no real reason, considering nobody can actually know what happens after you die. I mean, you're dead. You can't come back and tell people. And so, I'm no religious expert or guru or anything pertaining to the afterlife, but I have done a lot of thinking and a lot of research pertaining to the afterlife, particularly in Buddhism and reincarnation in that aspect. And so, today I hope that you can learn something about Buddhism and expand your knowledge culturally, considering living in McPherson, not always the most culturally diverse place to live, right? I mean, my sister went to her dream school in Baltimore, Maryland, Johns Hopkins, and after one semester, she left and didn't come back just because she couldn't deal with, the first time she was ever in the minority, she couldn't comprehend that, and she was so culturally shocked, she came back to McPherson and never went back. And so, today, I'm here to tell you about the history of Buddhism, the actual belief system associated with it in terms of reincarnation and death, and a few unjust misconceptions about Buddhism. And so, let's start with the world's oldest religion, or still established religion. And so, while no specific time frame or no specific year can be dated, it's well established that the religion itself started after the Buddha was born, but it didn't start spreading around 200 BC when Asoka of the Mauryan Empire of Northern Asia, he decided to adopt it as the main religion. And back then, it was if the emperor told you to worship something, you were going to do it. And so that took the place of Brahmanism, which is now loosely associated to Hinduism, but that doesn't really matter. And so after it spread throughout Asia, Buddhism was at one point the most common religion in the world. And so now that you know where it came from, you can start to begin to understand the actual belief system associated with it. And so according to religious interpretations of reincarnation by Kanmar Shendel, reincarnation in Buddhism isn't just the concept of you die and you're reborn into something. No, it's throughout your life, the decisions that you make create the person that you're reborn into every day. And so as you're reborn every day, it's a chance to be a better person of yourself, basically being the most forgiving religion that it can be, trying to be a better version of yourself. And so there are different forms of Buddhism, and the only discrepancy between them is the timeline as to which actually happens after your death. And so Mahayana Buddhism, which is the most common form of Buddhism practiced now today, believes that once you die, you instantly get reincarnated into something that is predetermined by the way that you lived your previous life. And while in other forms of Buddhism, it's well established that if you lived a bad life, it takes longer to be reincarnated because they have to think harder as to how you are going to live your next life in a different form. So now that you know how the religion believes, you can learn how there could be misconceptions about it. And according to Robert E. Buswell, a Buddhist scholar, not all Buddhists are monks. They're like the top 5%. That's like saying all Christians would be nuns or priests or something like that. No, it's the direct few who have dedicated their lives to practicing and becoming the best version of themselves that they can be. And while another misconception is that Buddhism isn't a religion, it's only a moral philosophy. But according to Robert E. Buswell again, he states, Buddhism is a religion by any common definition. The great majority over history, for both monks and common followers, has been focused on the great rebirth through God, whether for oneself, family, or for all beings of the universe. And while there are many more misconceptions pertaining to Buddhism, these are a few that just are most common. And so, though not popular in America, millions believe that this is the best way to live your life and is the most simple of religions, really. And so, today, I provided you with the origin of Buddhism, the actual belief system associated with Buddhism, and a few common misconceptions about it. And though I'm not urging you to be a Buddhist or anything of that sort, I just want you to know that whether or not when you're in college, you're going to be asked, you're going to be in a more diverse place, and you might be asked to step out of your comfort zone or expand more on how you've been affected by different places or beings, and I hope this can help you understand that. Thank you.